What is up, y'all? I'm
What is
Caleb
up?
Ochoa, also known as NFL Caleb 22. But this is Good Friends, Better Rivals. But I don't have my good friend and better rival, Ferris Muthana, with me. But I do have, other good friends and, sometimes rivals, Jose and Brodny from Lunch Break Hot Takes. What's up, guys?
You have even better friends and rivals. What?
Yeah,
What's
better
going
What's
friends.
on,
going on,
Caleb? Thanks for
Caleb?
having us.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. Thanks for coming, guys. We are here to recap Thursday Night Football, recap the week, and talk about this upcoming week. So we'll go with the Packers at I think Packers at Cardinals,
Yes.
and this game was hyped up to be the greatest Thursday Night Football game of all time because that's what I was hearing all damn week from every sports analyst and sports radio guy or whatever. That's how it's hyped up to be. And then it kind of you know felt went down a little bit in the hype train when you found out that the Packers were gonna not have Devontae Adams at receiver. They weren't gonna have Adam Lazard, and they weren't gonna have
Valdez Scantling
the
as well.
defensive coordinator
Oh
also.
yeah. Yep. Mhm.
So they were going to be hindered, and then the Cardinals find out they're going to be without J.J. Watt for the rest of the season because he has going to have shoulder surgery. So
Yeah.
it wasn't looking too great. It wasn't going to be. I don't know if I was getting skeptical. It's like, oh, is this really going to be the greatest um, Thursday night game of all time? I don't know about that. I mean, Rodgers don't have his weapons that he's been complaining all goddamn offseason that he's been wanting to have. So how is he going to react to that? Is the Cardinals defense going to take a step back? I don't know. I didn't know what to expect. And but to start the game, and it was kind of looking like it was kind of lagging a little bit to begin the game. It would start off slow. Both offense couldn't really get stuff going. But then it started revving up in the second half. Both quarterbacks didn't really play well. They played well in like the final quarter, but they were both struggling pretty damn well. And the weapons that the Packers didn't have was pretty evident because Aaron Rodgers was targeting his running backs, his tight end,
Yes. Yep.
and that's pretty much all he had to work with. Kyler Murray was getting crushed behind his line because he was getting sacked, he was getting pressured. He wasn't looking good, and ended with the Packers taking the win 24-21. So yeah, what are you guys thoughts on this game?
Well, it was entertaining, that's for sure. Like sloppy. You expect that when you don't have your top targets, and even Hopkins went out for a little bit. He had a hamstring injury, so he was hampered a little bit. But look, Rodgers. I mean, he knows how to make something out of nothing, right? I think yes, he's been complaining about more weapons, and he should because just because you can do it here and there doesn't mean you want to go into the season knowing that you don't have a lot of talent. But if he has to, compensate for a game or two, he can do that. And I think that's exactly why he wanted Randall Cobb here for these type of situations. Like, because I mean, he hit Cobb twice for touchdowns, right? And I think somebody that he knows how he plays, and he's familiar with, helped out in this game. But man, I gotta tell you that last drive when Aaron Jones, I don't think they should have overturned that touchdown. Did he get in? I don't know, but I don't think there was enough to overturn it. But for Kyler Murray to go all the way down and almost finish the game off just for AJ Green to like, I don't know where we're running, but I'm gonna just not look. I'm just gonna have my back turned the whole time and just he pushed the guy into the interception. That's what's crazy about it. It was a wild finish, man, and it was entertaining. It's one of the more entertaining games on Thursday night.
Yeah, I think with AJ Green, I think that he was expecting either like a run play or something like that. He didn't look like he was running a route. He just kind of jogged into the end zone. And he looked like he was blocking the corner. So there was some kind of mix up there.
Yeah,
it was an unfortunate ending. But both teams, like you said, Caleb, they started off real slow. The defenses were kind of dominating early on. The Cardinals defense played really well, especially considering they turned the ball over a few times. and they still only gave up the 24 points. Aaron Rodgers was off. Even considering the not having his wide receivers, there were a lot of throws that he just kind of missed.
Yeah,
he was a little bit off on a lot of passes, and they were short passes, so it was kind of odd to see. But Aaron is Aaron, and he can always pull it together when he really needs to. And they put up just enough points to get the win tonight.
And I like how he celebrated. He pumped his fist like he did something on defense at the end there.
But like I said, I never thought this game was going to keep going the way it was in the first half. Like I always thought that these offense would eventually get back in this game, and then we would see the game that it was going to be hyped up to be. And I think we did see that in the final quarter. But I didn't expect the Packers defense to play well, at least that well against this offense. It's just been rolling this season. That was surprising to me because I just don't think of the Packers as a defensive team, really. I always think of, Aaron Rodgers and then all the stuff that he does. But they were containing Kyler pretty well. Like he wasn't able to scramble and make amazing plays like he has been doing. He kept him in the pocket, and when he was kept in the pocket, he made a mistake. He threw an interception on that screen. But the Cardinals' defense was really good as well. I mean, that red zone defense that could have lost them the game, lost the Packers the game.
Yeah.
Because they weren't capitalizing on those short fields or getting the red zone. They kicked the field goal early, and they were stopped pretty well there. And it came down to that fourth down attempt in the red zone that the Packers scored on. And then Kyler Murray, throws an interception out of the game.
Yeah.
But I think, so it does prove that, they're not unbeatable. They are, they're still a good team, obviously. But I think both teams are good, and I think they showed that. But they're not unbeatable, they're not unstoppable. This offense is not unstoppable. They can be beat.
Hey, Ken, what are your thoughts on Cliff Kingsbury? Because I was telling you before the game, I picked the Packers to win. And I was just like, the Cardinals are rolling. They're red hot team right now, but Cliff Kingsbury is still their coach, and I don't really believe in him.
Yeah. I think he's good at offense. That's what he's known for. I don't know if he's really taking charge of anything. I think he just lets the defense coordinator does what he wants, and they handle it. They handle. So if he's just letting people in his organization to handle what they need to handle, and he handles offense, and maybe their talent is good enough just to go deep in the playoffs even though he's just the offensive minded coach that's just dealing what he's going to deal with.
Yeah, I'm not even certain that he's really that good at offense as an NFL coach. I mean, I think they have a ton overwhelming talent on offense. You got Kyler Murray, obviously. You got DeAndre Hopkins. You got AJ Green. You got Christian Kirk. You brought in Rondale Moore. You just added Zach Ertz. Like they've got a ton of weapons. I'm not even sure how much credit we want to give Cliff Kingsbury for the offense itself, but I think overall the Cardinals are, they're a team who put together a really good roster. I don't think they're really particularly well coached, and I think that's what's going to come back to bite them in the end. And also they're at a couple of key positions are kind of lacking experience. They're a little bit young, and I think that's going to bite them in the end.
Yeah.
What's up, Davon?
What's up, Davon?
What's going on, Davon?
He says Cardinals are Swiss cheese in the run stop outside the red zone. They were, but the Packers had to lean on the run game in the game because obviously they didn't have the ovens at the end, and they were doing well, and I think that kind of won the game. They especially I think it was Aaron Jones who had that great powerful run. He kept chugging along to get that touchdown.
Yeah.
And he looked out. Like I thought he got pulled out at the last second. I think if they reviewed it, it might have gone the other way.
Yeah, I don't think he scored on that first touchdown. But I'm thankful that they didn't look too closely. I have Aaron Jones in fantasy. I needed that. I needed that second touchdown too. But I'm thankful they didn't look too closely at that first one. But yeah, to your point, Aaron Jones led the Packers. He had 11 targets tonight. And he's a good receiving running back, right? But he's not a receiver. So they were struggling a bit on offense in terms of guys that Aaron actually trusts, getting the ball to.
Yeah. All right.
And he,
So
yeah,
they're both 7-1 now. All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
It can all go away in just a second, right? Like the whole time, only undefeated team in the league, number one team in the NFC,
like that.
blah blah blah. And now they're number 2.
Yeah, right.
You lose one time.
We about to take that spot, but moving on. Unless you guys got any more thoughts on this game?
I think it's crazy that the Packers started out that embarrassing loss to the Saints, and even then Aaron Rodgers is like, yeah, no big deal, and they haven't lost since, right? And they just beat the hottest team. They just beat the hottest team in the NFL. Look, the NFL is a long season, right? And we can't overreact from early on, especially week to week, to one win or loss. And the Packers are showing you why.
So we're gonna get into last week's games. Before that, I want to talk about thing I've noticed is that there's a lot of blowouts this season. There was a lot of blowouts this week. There was a lot of blowouts last week. And I'm a gambler, and I look at who the sharp bettors are betting and who the public is betting. Sharp bettors never take these big point spreads, these 13, 14, 15 point spreads, because they don't win. They usually take the other side. They usually take the underdog, and usually covers. But this season it's not that way. The good teams are blowing out the bad teams and by a lot. Yeah. And I don't know if you guys notice this, or you think it's lists like this all we're shooting, or or this is just I don't know what's going on. So I want to hear your guys' thoughts about that.
Well, I mean, we're not big gamblers, but I mean,
well, I'm just saying, talking about have you seen more blowouts this season than previous seasons?
I mean, it doesn't feel that way, right? I'm seeing like this year it's taking a little longer for me to see like who are the teams that are really standing out, right? Who are separating themselves, because even the teams you think are the top teams, like you said, they can get blown out one week, and I'm wondering, is it just a matter of just COVID protocols, the injuries, and just the added game. I wonder if the added game has anything to do with it, where the players mentally say to themselves, it's going to be a longer season, so I can't put everything into it right away. You know what I mean? Because even like the Ravens, they just got blown out. That's my team. They just got blown out by the Bengals. But watching that game, you can tell they weren't in it, right? Like they checked out. They were ready to go into the bye week. And I fully expect them to come off the bye week look like a completely different team. That's what they do coming out of the bye week. But you could tell, like, they mentally they had checked out of that game. And even the week before, when we played the Chargers looked like they were ready to go on vacation. So I wonder if that's what's kind of going on right now. But it's still through 7 weeks. Where now we're starting the 8th week. Some teams are starting to separate themselves a little bit, but there's still a lot that we have to wait and see on. So
yeah, I don't know about for the full season. I know last week there were a lot of blowouts, right? Yeah. And I think that this is something Jose and I have talked about a lot. There's a lot of teams that are just really poorly run in the NFL. The Bears went out there and got beat by 35, right? Mm-hmm. Poorly coached team. You have the Jets giving up 54 to a rookie quarterback in New England because they're a mess. Like, they don't have any idea what's going on in any phase of the game, really. Carolina got beat by 22 by the Giants, and their head coach is that entire coaching staff has a year and a half of experience, and there's rumors their head coach is kind of thinking about going back to college, right? Like, there's a lot of really poorly run teams. And, I think it kind of goes in cycles a little bit. Every few years you'll see just a huge amount of coaches get fired, right? Yeah. You'll see like a quarter of the league looking for a new head coach. And then you come back the next season and those teams are inevitably pretty bad, because you're kind of starting over with whole new staffs, trying to go in whole new directions. You're all drafting quarterbacks. Most of the quarterbacks aren't ready to play, and you're going out there and you're getting embarrassed several times a year.
Yeah. So the reason why I bring it up, and I don't mean to rub it in, but both your teams did get blown out.
It seems like you mean it. It seems like you mean it a little bit.
No, it's fine. It's
But
fine.
it's just what I saw that was interesting. I'm like, damn, there's a lot of the season. So, and that's why I want to go to we'll start with the Ravens Bengals, and yeah, the Bengals took it to them.
Oh yeah.
They won 41-17, I think. Burrow and Chase just look on fire right now. They have a great connection.
Oh yeah.
Burrow throws for over 400 yards. Chase goes for over 200 yards. And I did say this last week. I think I was the only one that took the Bengals, and even in the LGR pick'em, I was the only one that took the Bengals.
I think Ferris took the Bengals too.
No,
he might have.
At least on the show he did. Yeah. Did he pick the Bengals? Yeah, I think he picked the Bengals.
I see Ferris skipping work but showing up in the comments.
Yeah, what are you doing here, Ferris?
Look at that. Yeah, I mean, look, obviously, I'm biased. I'm a fan, so I'm not gonna pick and the Bengals haven't won in like the last 7 games, so yeah, I'm gonna go with the Ravens there. But yeah, watching that game, yeah, they were just out of it, right? And it's one of those games. Look, on our show, we talked about it. There's some people blaming Lamar. Hey, Lamar didn't play great, and that's why we lost. But that just goes to show you how much is put on Lamar's shoulders, right? Because the blocking was atrocious, right? Nobody, we have 3 guys at running back that should have been retired that are trying to run the ball, right? And the defense, nobody was tackling, right? Like we were giving out Care Bear awards because all they want to do is pat you on the back and hug you and tell you nice things and whisper sweet nothings in your ear, but they don't want to tackle. And but Lamar gets the blame. But this is why we put so much focus on getting Lamar weapons and getting him protection, because at the end of the day, he's the one that's going to get judged, not anybody else.
Yeah, Lamar had a bad day. Obviously, their run game hasn't been on track all year.
No.
The defense, they kind of fooled everybody for 1 week. Everybody thought, oh, the Ravens defense is finally back. That wasn't the case. They were back this week, right? That's a bad defense. They can't tackle anybody, like Jose said. They really struggle even covering people. So when you have the bad defense, the bad O-line, the bad run game, if Lamar has a bad day, this is what happens. You get blown out. I don't expect that to be an issue going forward. There's still a part of me that expects the Ravens defense to get it together and get back on track in the second half of the season.
Yeah.
But Lamar will be fine. And now it's kind of down to, are they able to improve their run game and their O-line at the trade deadline?
But like you said, shout out to Burrow and Chase, because look, that nothing about that duo surprised me. Nothing. Like Jamar Chase is amazing, and I just hate how the Bengals always get these great wide receivers. I hate it.
So Ferris picked the Ravens. So yeah, I was the only one that picked the Bengals, and it's not. I don't.
Yeah, never picked the Ravens. That's right, Davon.
No, that's wrong.
It's on tape. We'll go back.
No,
Davon, look at last week. Look at last week's show, Davon. Look at last week's show. We're gonna pull up the tape.
No, I don't. No, I don't. No hate against the Ravens. I think they're a good team. I just said it. Like Brodny was bringing up the defense. I said last week that they're inconsistent. Yeah, they had a good week against Chargers, but I said no. This is going to be the week that they don't have a good week. That was my whole point.
Right. One of the 6 weeks they didn't have a good week so far this year. It's been bad. It's been bad.
Yeah.
But that was my reason. It's not because I don't like the Ravens or whatever. They turn the
AFC. You call it how you see it. Yeah, that's nothing wrong.
Yeah, no, certified Raven hater. So we want to move on to the Panthers and the
yes.
The
we'll
Giants.
move on to the Panthers.
Yeah, we can't wait to get this off his chest.
We need to get that out of the way.
Shout out to Ferris for his crappy, shitty Giants that I hate.
Nice, man. Just a terrible game. And for the Giants too. No credit for the win to New York. They looked awful as well. But Sam Darnold, he got benched in this one, and now the rumors are out there about, hey, they're going after Deshaun Watson. Hey, what are they going to do at quarterback? Is it going to be PJ Walker? Hey, their coach doesn't want to be an NFL coach anymore. It's like that skit, I don't even want to be around anymore.
Yeah.
And it's all kind of falling apart in Carolina. That's 4 losses in a row after they started 3-0. But this week, hopefully, they're getting some help back on defense. They should be getting Shaq Thompson back, even if it's in a limited role. They should be getting Justin Burris back. They should be getting maybe their first look at Stephon Gilmore, who they traded for a few weeks ago. Still not really confident in picking them to beat the Falcons. But, you know, if they're going to turn it around, it starts this week.
Yeah, I think this is one of these things where, look, I don't think, look, you know, it's been tossed out the Matt Rule. It might be interested in college. I think that's something Matt Rule and his people put out there to kind of counter the talk of, you know, is Matt Rule's job safe? You know, is he on the hot seat a little bit? Because you start out 3-0, there's expectations, right? Because you talk your owner out of drafting Justin Fields, and you know, you didn't get any of the other quarterbacks that you wanted. You end up with Sam Darnold, and you start out 3-0. There's expectations. In your first loss to the Cowboys, it was a competitive game, right? So it's like, okay, you lost to a good team. Yeah, what do you mean was it? Yeah, yeah. Really. It's a competitive game, and you know, you say, okay, you lose one to a good team, no big deal, but then you lose your next 3, right? So now there's questions about you. Like, you can't go out there and lose. I mean, the Giants was awful. That's an awful loss. You go out there and lose your 5th game in a row to the Falcons. I mean, that's the type of thing that gets you fired mid-season, you know? So I think a healthier defense, because you are going to have to lean on the defense, can get you that win against the Falcons. So I'm gonna pick the Panthers this week.
Yeah. I gotta apologize to you guys, especially Brodny, for having any faith in Sam Darnold this season.
Yes.
I was very adamant that he would turn his career around.
Yeah, he did for 3 weeks, right?
Do you remember? It wasn't just you. It was Garnett. And shout out to Garnett West, because remember what I asked you guys? I asked you guys this. I said, what, like, even quarterbacks that are in bad situations, there are a game or two that you can pick out and say, hey, you know, he showed me something there. If in a better situation, he can turn into something. And I asked you, what were the games that you saw from him in the Jets that made you think that? And you said nothing.
I didn't really have an answer for you.
You know what happened is him and Garnett, they started, you know, they were kind of egging me on a bit about picking Carolina to be bad, and they were talking about, oh, Sam's gonna be fine, oh, they're gonna win 10 games, and they got their own little echo chamber going, and they started hyping each other up, and they couldn't stop
it. Yeah. Like I said, I was wrong. I admit that I was very wrong, and you know, I gotta say, my bad. I would come down.
He is awful. Sam Darnold is awful.
I told you, this white Jameis right there, man.
Yeah. But I think this game was encapsulated in one play, which was the intentional grounding in the end zone that caused the 2-point conversion. I mean, the safety.
The safety, yeah.
Yes. That kind of just shows you what it's kind of been in these last, you know, 3-4 games with Sam Darnold. Not very good.
Sam Darnold, you know what Sam Darnold is one of those players. He needed to be drafted to a good situation and develop slowly, right? Like, you look at what the Patriots are doing with Mac Jones. Mac Jones is nothing special at all, right? I don't even think he's going to turn out to be that good of a quarterback, but all his passes are safe passes for the most part. That's why, you know, they brag about his high completion percentage or whatever. You know, most of them are checkdowns, and that's fine. They make sure that he has the safe passes. You're learning the offense while you're doing it. You're not making mistakes. You're building confidence. Keep it up. You could turn into a solid starter, right? Like, I think Darnold needs something like that, but he went to a dumpster fire, right? And now he's just shell shocked. So even when he has time in the pocket, he went to another situation where he doesn't have time in the pocket, right? Like the Panthers O-line is just as bad, or worse than the Jets, to be honest. And now even when he has time in the pocket, he doesn't know if he has time in the pocket. So he's just going to, you know, his survival instincts, you know, kick in, and he just wants to throw away the ball. So I understand it, but I mean, no, that type of person should not be starting for your team.
I don't because I'm never wrong against you. That's why.
Yeah,
And I don't like you. So
Caleb has pointed out a few times where you've been factually incorrect.
And I just want to say also before we move on to the next game, screw you, Davon.
What did Dave all say?
Just ridiculous, man.
What did you say? I saw a score 5-3, and then I knew. I think we all knew.
You knew nothing. All right.
Yeah.
You knew nothing. It was not over then.
All right. Yeah. Moving on to the revenge, so-called revenge game of the quarterbacks who switched teams. The Lions and Rams. Rams win 28-19, but the Lions pulled out all the tricks in their playbook. I mean, they tried to do everything they could to win this game, I guess, for Jared Goff. They did like 2 fake punts. They did an onside kick. I mean, and they got him the lead. You know, they were winning for a little bit, but they just don't have the talent on the team to win a game like that. And the Rams showed it, and Jared Goff, and it was on Jared Goff. Like, I think the team did enough. Jared Goff had to make the plays, and he couldn't. He threw 2 interceptions late in the game, and the Rams ran away with it and capitalized on those turnovers.
Yeah, I'm not a Jared Goff fan, but I was really pulling for him in this game just because of the way that Sean McVay kind of verbally abused him on the way out. Even he shouldn't have been the number 1 pick, and he shouldn't have gotten that contract. But I mean, I was kind of pulling for him to get that little bit of revenge against his old team. But like you said, the Lions played well enough. It shouldn't have been anywhere near that close, with the talent on the rosters. But they played well enough to win everybody but Goff. So that was kind of disheartening for him.
Yeah. I mean, there's not much to say. Like, the Lions just, they're not going to many games this year. But the narrative going into the game was that Goff hasn't won, without McVay as the head coach, right? Wasn't that what they're saying? Yeah, he hasn't won without McVay as the head coach.
0 wins with other head coaches.
And I told you, I said they're using that stat now. I mean, that'll change. They'll get a win at some point this season. But the funny thing is, by the end of the season, they're going to be saying McVay hasn't won a playoff game without Goff, because I don't see the Rams winning in the playoffs. I don't see them winning even in the first round, because Stafford is a loser.
I agree.
I mean, he's starting to show you little bits of it right now. He's starting to show you, like when you start to have expectations. It's fine when everything is going well and you're there's nobody's really looking at you, but now you get a little tougher. Teams are getting ready they're preparing for you, and those games that start to come down to the wire. I don't know if Stafford's ready for that.
He's not the guy you want to be leaning on.
No.
It's going to come down to matchups, right? Like there are certainly NFC teams that they could beat in the first round of the playoffs. It's going to come down to who they get matched up with.
Yeah, for sure.
All right. Chiefs Titans. Yeah, you guys were on the Chiefs big time.
Yeah,
big time.
I was on the Titans.
Happened. The exact opposite happened with what we said.
I
guess so. I was on the Titans. I didn't think the Chiefs had a chance, and
they didn't.
And it was because I said that. When did Patrick Mahomes all of a sudden get like this cure of his bad play? Like people keep saying, "Oh, Patrick Mahomes going to get it going. He's going to start playing well."
Because he's been great up until this point. Like great
I understand that, but he's just not good right now. Like, he's not playing good.
Yeah, but you think that's going to be forever? You think
not forever? And like, he's not going to turn into a bad quarterback. But I don't like right now, like in the near future of these few weeks, he's not going to all of a sudden turn it on.
Well, but the reality is, it's not even that he's playing bad. He's just playing worse than you're used to seeing Pat Mahomes play.
Yeah,
like he's not playing poorly. It's just that the like I said, he's not playing at that all elite level. Nobody can stop me kind of thing, and it's kind of wrecking what the Chiefs like to do right now, right? Because they like to go be the team that can go out there and put up 3 touchdowns in 3 drives, and you can't catch us, but they can't do it right now. And man, Tennessee beat the brakes off of them. Like it was awful.
And it wasn't even Derrick Henry got a lot of carries, but he didn't get a lot of yards. He only had like 86 yards. It was Tannehill and AJ Brown that took over the game. They just beat him with the pass, and I've been saying it last year, this year. The Chiefs defense is awful. That's why I didn't pick them in the Super Bowl, because I thought their defense was awful. And that just now that Patrick Mahomes can't play well, it's not covering up all their flaws and warts that they have.
Yeah, and we look at the Titans, when they figure out how to get AJ Brown, Julio Jones, and Derrick Henry all going at the same time, they're going to be extremely tough to beat as well.
Yeah,
they're going to be getting some guys back on defense in their secondary. Their front seven's playing really well. Harold Landry's having a great year, so they're going to be very, very tough to beat come playoff time.
And like Davon says in the comments, Jackson Mahomes has to take some blame for this, because his brother is out there he's just out there being reckless, right? He's a distraction. That's what you are, Jackson Mahomes. You are a distraction. Okay.
I didn't even hear about that. What did he do?
He danced on Sean Taylor's number
at the TikTok dance on Sean Taylor's number.
Oh, okay.
It's awful. And he, before that, a few weeks before that, he threw a bottle of water on some fan who was laughing at him. Like he needs to pump the brakes. All right. His name is Jackson, not Patrick. Yeah. He needs to stop. He started acting like it.
Listen. I know athletes are superstitious people, right? Like and the people of like they need certain habits, certain routines. They need something to go well to get in their vibe, get their vibe right. Jackson Mahomes is messing it up. If I'm Pat, you're not coming to any more games. No more tickets. You watch it from a local bar, watch it at the house, whatever. But you can't come to the games because you're messing up my vibe.
It seems like a TV show where people kind of start getting tired of it after a few seasons, and they add a new character, because I hadn't heard Jackson Mahomes' name until this season. And he's a bad character, and you need to get rid of him.
Yeah, I didn't know. I didn't know he had a brother.
No.
Yeah. So Bucks Bears. Bucks awfully blow out the Bears, because I think we all knew that was gonna happen. But really, the story was Tom Brady throws 600 touchdowns, and Mike Evans gives the ball to a fan, and obviously everybody's asking the question, would you give that ball back? And I want to hear, would you?
No. So we talked about this a little bit yesterday on our overtime show. If this were Lamar Jackson, because look, I'm not like a Tom Brady fan, right? But like, if this were Lamar Jackson, I'm a huge Lamar Jackson fan, and they come to me and say, hey, like, that's a 600th ball, man. Can you give it back? Let's work something out. Look, we have a show. Maybe we don't ask for money, but we're friends now. Like Lamar, you, me, and B, like, we're friends now. You're going to be doing our shows on a regular, right? Like, you're going to give us shout outs on Twitter on a regular, or Instagram on a regular. Like, something else could be worked out. But if it's just a one-to-one transaction, then yeah, you're gonna have to write me a check. I don't need season tickets. I'm here already. I can come to any game I want, right? I saw where he was sitting. He doesn't need free tickets. I'm sure he can afford it. So tickets.
He could have been given those tickets. He has a gift.
Yeah, okay. Well, you can get gifts anytime. I'll take the cash. I'll buy my own tickets and some other stuff in a house.
Yeah, for me, it's kind of a similar thing. I'm a huge Cam Newton fan, right? So if that's Cam Newton's ball, I'm probably just going to give it back. They're always going to give you something for it, give you signed whatever, but Tom Brady's never seen that ball. Like, I don't care. I mean, it would have to be a big check. I'm not giving that ball back to Tom Brady. Tom Brady's a dirtbag. I can't stand Tom Brady. But the stuff that they offer
Tom Brady.
I have a lot against Tom Brady. Tom Brady is a cheater. He's just a bad person. We'll leave it at that. But they offered him season tickets for the rest of this year and next year. I'm like, you could extend that, right? That can be a lifetime thing. First,
what are those tickets next year going to look like if Tom Brady retires?
Right. Is he going to retire? He's going to retire.
Right.
I'm waiting for it.
If he retires,
I don't want $1,000 gift card to your team store. It's worthless. The autograph stuff is cool, but the Bitcoin is really.
I think the Bitcoin is the best part, because that can go up in value.
I think
Or
that,
you can go,
I think that
they can
he
shoot all the way
realized.
down
Yeah,
the
it can.
boundary.
It can.
Well, I think Tom kind of realized this isn't a great deal. Let me throw you a Bitcoin too. It means nothing to me, but here you can have that. But no,
It's
I
like
think
flipping a quarter to somebody. Like, here,
it is.
here,
It
kid.
is.
Thanks for
But
shining my shoes.
but he's that kid who all he wants is the bubble gum out of the machine, and now he's got a quarter, right? Like, yeah, it doesn't mean anything to Tom, but it means the world to him.
No.
But yeah, I don't think it was a great deal. Like, and if that was me and specifically Tom Brady, I wouldn't have taken that.
Yeah.
But for an athlete that I liked more, I would probably just give it back for for whatever. You'll work something out.
Look,
Yeah,
listen.
I agree with Brodny. I would have just I would have taken some. I would have taken what they give me. But I would have gave it back if it was my favorite quarterback. I wouldn't have kept it.
Look, younger Jose, sure. Okay, older grown man Jose. This is a business transaction. Look, we're not actually friends, right? Like, I don't know you. Like, this is business. Okay, I like you and all. Maybe we could be friends, but right now, we're discussing business. We'll work out the other stuff later. Yeah, I want you to have the ball. I want you to have the ball too. Help me help you. Okay.
All right. I think that's we can talk about the Sunday night, Monday night only because I think those games were heavily affected by this like mini hurricane that was happening in the Northwest. Like I think both games were pretty sloppy. Not just because of the rain. I think the play was kind of sloppy as well. San Francisco and the Colts. Oh, it was the Colts. Was San Francisco okay?
Yep.
Okay, it was Colts.
Colts won that one 30-18.
Yeah. And then
somebody had to win. Somebody had to win begrudgingly.
Yeah,
it didn't look like anybody wanted to win that game.
And then you had Seattle and the Saints, also a sloppy game. It was low scoring, crappy. It was just bad football. Both Sunday, Monday night, not good primetime games.
Well, yeah, it's a tale of four quarterbacks, right? Like,
yeah,
you got four bad quarterbacks. Carson is okay. He's got the talent to be a pretty good quarterback, but I mean, he threw. They weren't caught, but he threw like 5 interceptions in that game. Like he had one of those nights where he looked like a guy who doesn't even belong on the field. And then you're talking about Garoppolo, Jameis, and Geno Smith. Not a lot of great play out of that trio, up to this point.
And also the 49ers, this is exactly what B talks about in myself. When we talk about defunding defense, don't invest in the defense because the 49ers invested heavily in defense. Where are they now? They were in the Super Bowl a couple years ago, and that's great. But the team is bad, right? They're just a bad team. And, I even thought, okay, they're getting a lot of players back this year. They're going to be healthier. They drafted a new quarterback, and maybe Jimmy G is just not as bad if they don't trade him or whatever. But no, man, like they're just not good. And to have a great defense year in and year out, you have to invest way too much in it. And even then, in today's NFL, it still may not work out. So they're learning the hard way.
Yeah. All right. We're gonna get into week 8 now. Ravens have a bye. Jose, how you feel? Do you think this is a good week for the bye? Do you think it should have been later? Or
did you watch last week? Yes.
I mean, maybe you want to just get back and go. Like maybe you just want to get back on it. And
no, they needed it because I mean the O-line they came into the season with a bad O-line, right? Even when healthy, they were a bad O-line. They should have never traded Orlando Brown. I don't care how anybody feels about Orlando Brown. He's an awesome right tackle, right? I know he wanted to play left tackle or whatever. You tell him next year you can try out the market at left tackle. Right now we need you at right tackle or left tackle since Ryan Stanley isn't playing, right? But now we do have injuries. And we have injuries on top of the injuries, and they needed that week to figure out some things on that O-line. And the defense is just a complete mess. Again, we invested a whole lot in the defense, and we're not seeing a return on the investment. So this is a perfect time. You get a wake-up call going into the bye week, right? Because if we would have won, then that masks a lot of things, right? Then you think everything's fine, but that exposed a lot of things going into the bye week. So now there are rumors that we might be interested in Andre Dillard. They need to make that happen, right? Maybe they look at bringing in, make some other trades or bringing in some other players to try to shore up some of those issues that we're having moving forward. So this is perfect timing for that bye week to happen.
Yeah. All right. We'll start with Brodny and the Panthers and Falcons game. Who's going to win, and if will Sam Darnold play the whole game?
Sam plays the whole game. They're PJ Walker can't play. I think they pulled Sam out as kind of a little message, but it's not an effective message because you don't have anywhere else to go. He has to come right back in and be the starter, and there's no threat of him losing that job. So Sam plays the whole game. I kind of expect them to lose this week. The defense is getting some players back. They haven't played well over the last 4 weeks, but they're getting some of their better players back. But those guys aren't ready to play 100%. You're talking about limited roles. You haven't even seen Stephon Gilmore. He's been out for a long time. He had a major injury that he was rehabbing. Shaq Thompson, like I said, he's coming back in a limited role probably. And, on the other side, you're looking at Kyle Pitts and Calvin Ridley, and I'm not sure that they'll be able to contain them. And the offense is still going to be terrible. Like, they're just bad on offense.
Yeah.
They're saying that basically Joe Brady is like a week away from losing play calling duties. So hopefully that's this week.
You go from head coaching candidate to you can't even call your own plays anymore.
You've seen what you can do. Ferris. He can't do anything.
Yeah, he's pretty bad, Ferris. Not good.
Ferris just wanted to type Houston Roughneck. That's all. That's all he wanted to do.
Yeah. Okay. You think he's gonna win?
I'm picking the Panthers to win. Like
you could hear in his voice, he didn't even believe that.
Look, I mean, you can't. It's hard to have faith in a team that's on a 4-game losing streak. But I'm just looking at it like it's one of those games where if you're serious about being an NFL coach, right, you have to step up at some point because you're losing the team, right? Like it's already hard when you're coming from college, first time head coach, to get the respect of grown men. Right. So you're already struggling with that. That's why a lot of these college coaches want to bring in like their guys that they coached in college or whatever, because they think they're going to have that respect. And then they find out those guys don't respect you either. But it's a thing where you're losing the team. It's clear. Everybody can see that you're losing the team. And the owner's watching you, dude. Like this owner wants to win now. And you talked him into sticking with Sam Darnold and you just had to bench Sam Darnold. So whether they had the conversation or not, he's on notice, and this is one of those games I don't think he can lose. Right, I'm not saying he'll get fired right after the game, but that's gonna weigh heavy on that owner's mind. So if you're not ready to head to college immediately, I would say you might want to go ahead and win that game. So I'm gonna pick the Panthers.
All right, I got the Falcons because the Panthers make me look stupid.
That's some solid reasoning right there.
Yeah, I don't like them no more.
Sometimes it be like that.
Oh, no faith. And I just on principle, I'm picking the Falcons. All right, this is a game that Jose will be watching pretty closely, I think. Seeing this AC North game, Steelers Browns. Who do you want? Who will win, and who do you want to win, Jose?
I honestly don't care. Like, I think the Steelers are going to win. I'm not even sure if Baker's playing. Is Baker going to play? Do we know?
I don't think so. I think it's going to be Casey.
The Browns look like, I mean, they have morphed into a complete fraud. They went from, maybe they could be, and now it's just like, nope, same old Browns. And the Steelers, they're kind of up and down every week, but I feel like this is one of those weeks they're going to be up. So, if Baker isn't playing, especially, I'm gonna go with the Steelers. I don't really care who wins, but I'm gonna go with the Steelers.
Funny.
Yeah, I'm taking the Steelers in that one too. I believe Nick Chubb's not back yet, right? And despite what he looked like last week, which was the best running back in the league, apparently, I don't think Dearness Johnson has another week like that in him. And as much as I like watching Case Keenum, I don't expect him to stay on the rails a couple weeks in a row. So I'm picking the Steelers to win that one. And the slide back into irrelevance and mediocrity continues for the Cleveland Browns.
And if the Steelers win this game, they're back in the winning side. They're 4-3, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I got the Browns. I think they look more functional with Casey instead of Baker Mayfield because I think Baker Mayfield awful decisions like trying to
Yes.
tackle a guy who's 50 pounds more than you and hurting yourself like an idiot. What are you doing, man? You're dumb. So I think with a smarter quarterback with just as much talent, I think the Browns can win this game. Steelers still don't, even if they've been winning, they still don't look good doing it.
No, they don't. Yeah.
You know, so I think the Browns are a more talented team, and I think that'll get them a win.
All right.
All right. Next game is 49ers Bears. You guys got?
I took the Bears in this one, and I did that because I don't like Jimmy Garoppolo. I don't think he's a winner, and I just the 49ers are a bit of a mess. You don't really know what you're getting week to week with them. And listen, I'm not saying that's not true of the Bears. I'm just saying in this particular week, I think the Bears come out on top.
I'm gonna go with the 49ers. They're a better team than the Bears.
Are they?
Not by much, but yes, I think they are. But these are the type of games like if the Bears won, obviously that wouldn't shock me. They're both bad.
Bears got more wins than San Francisco. Just saying.
What's the record?
3-4.
Yeah.
Doesn't seem like it, does it?
What's San Francisco's record?
2-4.
Yeah.
Oh man, I might have to rethink things here.
Their games are bad. They're really bad.
I might have to go with the Bears. I'll switch it to
and
the Bears,
and the 49ers wins Detroit and Philly.
Oh my god. Yeah, I'm going Bears. Man,
yeah.
They are really bad.
Yeah. I'm going with the Bears, not because Justin Fields is a terrible quarterback. And I think he's proven that how bad he is because he folds just like he folded in college. And you're just basically seeing what he is in college.
Hey, who would you rather have? Would you rather have Justin Fields or Sam Darnold? Just curious.
Right now? Well, Sam Darnold looks stupid, so I'm going with Justin Fields. Justin Fields is making me look smart. He's making him look smart because I was right about him.
You were not right about it.
Well, he's playing like crap. How am I not right?
He's like 4 games into his career.
Okay, and I'm looking right now. He's playing like
gave Darnold 3 years. It Fields only gets 3 games, and you call him a bust.
And he's bust.
You gave Darnold 3 years and said he'll still be good.
Well, it's the Jets, man. I mean, they can't get in.
It's the Bears.
Well, I mean, Trubisky made the playoffs.
Yeah, did twice.
Yeah. So there you go. Worse than Trubisky.
They haven't missed the playoffs yet, Caleb. They are 3-4.
That's true. About to be 4-4 apparently.
Well, yeah, because I'm taking the Bears. Because of their run game. The run game's gonna win this, and their defense is playing well, even though they've been shaky in spots.
Yeah.
So I think they have good enough defense to beat the Niners because Jimmy Garoppolo is not very good right now, and I think the Bears will pull it out. All right. Does anybody have the Jets in this Bengals Jets game?
No.
Yeah. I think the Bengals are way too good. Jets are starting Mike White, I think.
Yeah. Here's a question: does Robert Saleh make it out of past this year? Because they look really bad. They don't look any better than last year, and I fear that they don't.
But they have a talent problem, and the quarterback that I'm sure he didn't pick is not ready to go yet. So he'll get
never gonna be ready to go.
He'll get it, but maybe not. But he'll get at least one more year because of that.
But does he get to does he get to bring in a quarterback to start over him?
Oh no, Zach Wilson's going to be there longer than him.
Well, yeah. So I think we all got the Bengals pretty big.
Yes.
Yeah. All right.
They gave up 54 to the Patriots last week, right? Like, the Patriots don't have Jamar Chase or Joe Burrow. So.
All right. This is a tough divisional game. Even though one team looks to be a lot better than the other. Titans Colts. Titans are playing in Indianapolis. You guys got it?
It is, yeah. That's going to be tougher than it looks, man. But I think the Titans are starting to kind of figure out who they are, right? They're playing more cohesive. And like we said, it's just a matter of getting Julio Jones and AJ. I mean, AJ Brown's getting more involved, and now it's just about getting Julio Jones more involved. But man, they're rolling, man. I'm gonna go with the Titans.
Yeah, I'm taking the Titans as well. They beat the Colts by 9 earlier this season, and I think the margin is wider this time.
Yeah.
All right. I am going with the upset, and I'll take the Colts.
Okay.
I think not because I think Titans are bad or anything. I think Carson Wentz got a little something going. He's playing better than usually he plays. And honestly, the Titans lose a lot to the Colts. If you go in the past history, they lose to even bad Colts teams when
Titans lose those games. You're just like, what are you doing? They lost to the Jets this year.
Yeah, they lost. Then that's what I was going to bring. They lost to the Jets. So I could definitely see them losing on the road in Indianapolis. I definitely could see them losing this game.
Yeah, of course. They're not a team that has any kind of consistency to them, but you got to pick somebody, right?
Yeah, I think there's like a 1 point favorite or underdog. I don't know how it switched. So apparently Vegas thinks it's a pretty even matchup as well. So
okay,
I'll take the Colts. Does anybody have the Texans against the Rams?
No.
No. Jesus Christ, what is going on in Houston, man? Like now you pissed off your number one receiver too. It's just it's a clown show.
Yeah. So Rams big in that one. Eagles Lions. I think it's a matchup.
That's right.
You guys got
I got the Eagles. He's got Detroit. Yeah, I got.
It's gonna happen for him, man. Like they've been playing tough every single week, and now they're playing a really bad team, and they're gonna get that win, and they're gonna celebrate like you wouldn't believe. Philly sucks. Detroit gets the win.
Detroit. They're winless.
Gets the win.
Jared Goff.
Jalen Hurts.
Hurts is better than Goff.
Is he?
Not.
Yes.
I don't think so.
No, he isn't.
Yes, he is.
No, he isn't. No, he's cooler than Hurts or than Goff. He has kind of a that sense of the moment a little bit. He makes big plays and big moments sometimes. He's not a better quarterback. He sucks.
I take Hurts over Goff.
No, I do not.
I think the Eagles are going to win this.
No, they're not. The Lions are going to win. They're going to get their first win. I think they play tougher.
Eagles fly. All right.
They have hard-fought losses, but they're going to get the win this time because the Eagles suck.
Star Drew saying, is this a trap game for the Eagles? No. They're both bad
teams.
Eagles suck. They're both bad teams. You can't sleep on anybody when you're bad.
The Eagles and Lions both suck, but Lions suck a little less.
Okay.
I don't know that they suck a little less, but they're going to suck less this week.
Right.
Okay. Well, I just hate the Eagles, so I'm going to always say they suck.
Well, yeah. I forgot who I was talking to. That's right.
All right. Anybody got the Dolphins against the Bills in Buffalo?
Bills are going to murder them.
Yes. Yeah. Bills are gonna stomp them out.
Yeah. I pretty much think the same.
Bills. I'm gonna say 30 points in that one.
And they had the Dolphins have all these trade rumors with Watson. Do y'all think that's actually gonna happen?
Yes.
Yeah.
I think so. Because the talk out there is now that the NFL has kind of made it known or decided that they're not suspending Watson until everything plays out, likely sometime after February. So I think Miami, they're desperate. They'll go ahead and make that deal, get Watson on the field, and see if they can turn things around. It's a little late for it, but I think they'll do it.
Yeah, I don't know if it's going to happen. I feel less confident it's going to happen because they're saying, "Oh, we got to wait till this legal stuff." Legal stuff isn't going to happen until way later. So what? If you're going to wait, then that means you're going to wait till next year to get them. So I don't know.
That's the thing. They're saying the NFL's not going to do anything until all that plays out. So he's just going to be able to play when he gets to Miami. Yeah. He hasn't been, it hasn't been an issue in Houston because Houston's Houston and they just put him on the bench of their own accord, right? But if he gets traded, he's going to be on the field for Miami, and then whatever happens with the legal stuff is probably going to affect next season.
Yeah. All right. Patriots at Chargers. Patriots going across the country to LA. Who you got?
Yeah, I got the Chargers by a couple scores. Patriots at home, I would give them a better shot, but on the road, and the Chargers, they come out the bye too, right? They come out the bye
Yeah.
week. No, I'll take the Chargers.
I'm taking the Chargers in a close one. I think that their defense doesn't get it together, and New England can keep it close, but ultimately lose.
All right. I got the Chargers. I think they bounce back. I think it's doing on that bad loss to the Ravens over 2 weeks. I think they want to prove something. I think they really take it out all on the Patriots, and I don't think it's close.
Yeah.
Kind of a stinky game. Jaguars at Seattle Seahawks.
Taking Seattle. It's time for Geno to get a win.
Yeah.
And that is the only reasoning.
This might be the game that gets Urban Meyer sent him back to college.
Yeah,
he needs to go see a doctor on the USC campus.
Yeah.
Yeah, stay tuned for my pick because that's coming up in the betting segment.
Okay.
Bucks Saints. I think it's like the game of the week. Possibly. I think. Yeah.
I want to find a way for James to win this game, but there is no way. The Bucks are going to win this.
Yeah, taking the Bucks. Taking the Bucks big. I don't think the Saints can. Wait, actually, Michael Thomas isn't coming back this week, right? He's still a couple weeks away, I think. Yeah. So Tampa big.
Yeah. Jameis didn't look good in that Monday night game, but neither did anybody. Bucks are just rolling right now. Tom Brady looks extremely accurate. I don't think they really have a problem, even if it's in New Orleans. Yeah, Bucks got this one. The Washington football team at Adelia's beloved Broncos.
Oh, I'm gonna go with the Broncos, man. I'm going with the Broncos. Washington is one of those teams, like they play hard because it's a Ron Rivera coach team, and so they're gonna give you full effort, especially on the defensive side. But they're not good, and the Broncos aren't great either. But I'm going to Mile High, I'm gonna take the Broncos.
Yeah, this is kind of a tough one. I think this one comes down to the injury situation. Jerry Jeudy, I believe, is coming back. I'm not sure what the status of their O lineman is. I know that they had a couple of their starting O linemen out for a few weeks. I think the Broncos are still a little too beat up, and I'm taking Washington.
Yeah. I keep picking the Broncos every week, and I don't know why. Maybe because I just love Adelia that much that I just pick their team all the time.
They have the appearance of a solid team.
Yeah.
I don't understand it, and I don't understand why I'm taking them this week again. I just like losing, I guess. But I just don't have any faith in Taylor Heineke and the Washington football team. And their offense not good. Their defense is bad as well. After playing well last season, it hasn't looked good this season. I guess the Broncos are a little bit better on offense with Teddy Bridgewater, so I'll take them again. All right. And now for the game of the week that everybody.
Oh, I thought you wanted to leave that one for last. I thought we were going to skip right to Monday night.
Oh, it's a Sunday night game. It's on Halloween night. And it's going to be pretty goddamn scary for the Vikings because we're going to roll them. Is Dak have an injury? Yeah, he does.
Wait, what's wrong with Dak?
He has a calf injury. So they're kind of debating. Is he going to play? I think it's all gamesmanship.
Yeah.
I think he's going to play. I think 100% he's going to play. That big guard. Or DB's got to play well against Kirk Cousins because Kirk Cousins never plays well in primetime. We all know this. He doesn't play well in primetime.
He doesn't play well. Yeah.
Yeah. He doesn't play well against the Cowboys, too. Like, he's only beaten us when we had Kellen Moore as quarterback, and he lost to us last year when we had Andy Dalton as quarterback and our bad offensive line, our horrible defense that we had, and we still beat them because he can take them on the last drive and he can win that game for them. And that's what he does. He can't win. and there's no way they beat us. We have better talent, receivers, better running game, and I think with Dak's injury, we're gonna heavily rely on the run game. I think we're just gonna keep the ball, possess the ball, keep deep inside the field, and the only thing I'm worried about is their pressure. They get a lot of pressure. We still have a little bit of problem with that interior left guard center.
So yeah, I was gonna ask you what's going on with Lyle Collins, right? Because
they are now practicing at left guard.
Why?
Because the right tackle is basically taking his position.
So is he better? Because I thought Collins was pretty good.
He's playing great. The right tackle now, he played awful last season, but the Terrence Steele is a replacement. Yeah. He's playing great. I don't think he's allowed to sack all season.
Okay.
Yeah, and obviously you can see it in the run game. Our run game is really good right now. Like there's no reason to take him out. Like you don't want to interrupt any of the cohesiveness.
So what I'm trying to say is, what y'all want for Lyle Collins?
No, because we need him. We need him because we don't have depth. We never have depth. That's
I heard Michael Gallup is up for sale.
No, he's coming back for us too.
I heard he's up for sale because
why?
He's coming because he's going into free agency. The Athletic they listed him as the one player in Dallas that you could get before the trade deadline. So I need Michael Gallup to show up to work and do his job. I need some goddamn points.
No, all right. And I hate the Cowboys fans. Every time we have depth at a position, which we never do, it's why we don't go far because we never have depth in anything. And all of a sudden we have depth this season, and we want to trade them all. Why? This is how we win games. Like having backups,
sweet picks.
No.
You know you can get with those picks. You can get some depth.
So are they trying him out as starting? Because Lyle Collins is a starter, right? He's not a.
Yeah, he's great. He's a great tackle. I don't know if maybe they're punishing him for what he does. Like you can't just take your job after what you did, or maybe they're telling him that.
What did he do?
I mean,
he was trying to bribe the drug tester.
I mean, come on, that's for the team. Like that's what they're mad about. It's Dallas. You should be understanding stuff like that.
Yeah. But I think it's really just that that he just right now Terrence Steele is just playing great. Like and there's no reason to take him out. And we have trouble at guard. We have Connor Williams is committing the most penalties on the opposite line. He's getting Dak sacked. And he has played guard before. He started the first 2 years, he was a guard. Yeah. So we can put him in that position, and I think we should, honestly. So yeah, we need the depth. So I like the Cowboys this week. So who you guys got?
Yeah, I got the Cowboys. I think it's going to be a shootout though because the Vikings have everything on offense. My lord. But no, I'm going to take the Cowboys in this.
Yeah, I've got the Cowboys in a shootout as well. And I think by the end of the game, I think it'll be a 10-point game. I think the difference will be we kind of had a difference of opinion on it, but I think it's going to be a Diggs pick six. That kind of really puts it out of reach.
You trashed him all yesterday.
I didn't trash him. I didn't trash him at all. I said he's Marcus Peters.
No, he's better. No, he doesn't commit the penalties that Marcus Peters causes.
That's because he's not close enough. That's because when he gets burned, it goes for touchdowns. How are you going to hold somebody who beat you by 5 yards? No, he's not as good as Marcus Peters yet.
Oh, he's better.
Marcus Peters is an all-pro corner.
And he's going to be an all-pro corner this year.
Going to be?
Yeah.
Or is going to be?
Going to be.
I would take Diggs over Peters for the fact that Diggs tackles and Peters doesn't tackle. That's all I'm saying. Yeah.
All right.
Peters covers better than Diggs, though. Which is his job.
To Monday night's Ferris's shitty Giants. I freaking hate.
You want to talk about getting right?
And the Kansas City Chiefs.
I forgot that they were playing Chiefs. I was about to ask you, how did they get on Monday night? And then you said the Chiefs. I was like, oh, okay, I got you.
I'm taking 4 touchdowns for Pat Mahomes and a big time blowout for Kansas City.
This might look like that Patriots Jets game. Okay, there might be 50 points scored by the Chiefs. They are definitely going to light it up this week. Just erase from your memory what we said last week about the Chiefs and Titans. Just
They're
don't even
going
worry
to
about that.
brute force a blowout this week.
Well, Ferris, this one's for you. I am taking the Giants to upset that crappy Chiefs team that has no freaking defense, that has a crappy Patrick Mahomes that's playing like garbage right now.
He's not playing like garbage, though.
He's playing like garbage. He had, what are you talking? He had 0 touchdowns, interceptions, 2 fumbles.
He's got 18 touchdowns and 9 interceptions on the year. He's averaging over 7 yards an attempt. You know, he's got over a couple thousand yards passing. Like, he's not playing like garbage. He's just not playing. Titans don't even have a good
defense. Titans have a mediocre defense, and he can do crap against them.
I mean, that happens to everybody.
Yeah, happens.
Yeah. I mean, don't make me go back through Dak's game logs. All right.
They're all good. Either now that still says.
Okay.
He's like, we'll see.
Pro football reference.
No, Dak's having a good year.
Yeah. So Giants, there you go first.
Star Drew said anytime you pick the Giants, they lose. So
yeah, that's actually true. That's been true. But you know, they're losing a lot this season. So.
But they lose when you don't pick them as well, right? Like the Giants just like to lose. That's not a Caleb thing.
Yeah. All right. I'll be getting into my betting segment for the last few minutes here. Like I said, I brought up the Jacksonville Jaguars at Seattle game. Jacksonville is getting +3. And I am taking that. I will bet on I'll take the points and I'll take them to win outright. The Seahawks are playing bad football right now. Geno Smith, I think the Jaguars have the better quarterback right now. Yeah, I mean they can't protect him and he's running for his life, but they're not. He's not playing as bad as Geno Smith. And
no, but I'm pulling for Geno though. It's a sentimental favorite.
The Seahawks haven't won a game at home. They have not won a game at home.
It's amazing.
They're playing at home. They're still not going to win at home. They're 1-2 against the spread at home. I think this all lines up for the Jaguars. The Jaguars, got to win before their bye. I think they have some confidence built up from that they can at least, compete. And I think that holds on here, and they're going to take the win. Yeah, I already kind of talked about the Lions game, but I'll talk about more here. Now I'm taking the Lions +3 because they're getting 3 at home. And the reason why I'm taking that because the home teams finally had a winning week last week. They went 9-4 straight up and 8-5 against the spread, and that was like 46-58 altogether. But I think that trend continues. We saw that the trend kind of changed because in September all the underdogs were winning, and now all the favorites are winning in October. So I think that's kind of the spread. I mean, that's kind of the trend that is changing this week, just like that trend changed. I think this is going to be the trend going forward, that the home teams win more. So that's why I'm taking the Lions at home in that one. And overall, I'm on fire right now. I don't mean to pat myself on the back or nothing, but I'm just white hot fire right now. I am 5-0. I went 5-0 last week. I went perfect. I won my money myself. I won my parlay. I won money myself. I mean, I have 4 winning weeks in a row. Like, I mean, I'm doing pretty damn good. So
if you want to make some money, you better listen to this man. All right.
Yes. I'm 22-11-2, which gives me a 62.8%. The professional bettors win about 56-58%. So I'm doing better than them.
Or shy away because that's obviously coming to an end very soon.
listen. The pros go to Caleb.
My man just picked the Giants to beat the Chiefs. That's all I'm saying.
Well,
he's feeling himself a little too much.
I didn't bet on that. That's not one of my picks. That's not one of my betting picks.
The pros are watching this on the sneak. Look. The pros that are out here watching Caleb's picks. At least hit the like button, man. At least do that, okay?
Yeah. but yeah, I'm doing pretty damn well right now. It's going to go up and down, but I think overall throughout the season, I'm going to be in the positive. And if you read my articles at letsgetreadynetwork.com, I mean, read them. Like, don't you like making money? Like, yelling, like making money. Like, here's money. Like, I'm giving you the picks to win. So go there, read my articles. I don't just I just don't say my opinion. I also give you lots of different information. So you can take that or leave it. Go with my picks, you can fade in, but if you're fading me, you're losing a lot of money right now. So, reading the articles. All right. And I think that's about it, guys. Yeah, can you tell everybody where to find you guys?
Yes, you can find us every Wednesday night at 7:15 p.m. Eastern time on YouTube. Lunch Break Hot Take. We do a live show. Caleb hangs out in there, and then directly after, for our patrons, we do an overtime show. And we drop videos here and there throughout the week. So make sure you hit that subscribe button. Also, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok at LBHT Show. And also our website, lbhtshow.com.
All right. You can find me at NFL Caleb 22 on Twitter and all the rest of the social medias. Join our Patreon. Let's get ready to worker. We're having a hangout right now, so you could be part of that if you join our Patreon. Lots of cool people on there. The audio feeds are in the description. And yeah, I'm not going to end with that stupid Nick's video that Ferris always plays. Because I hate that. And it was much.
He would play it tonight if he were here because they won.
Yes. And there was, if you didn't notice, there was a lot. Yeah. If you didn't notice, there was a lot less, yelling, a lot less, big Bears fans, a little calmer this evening. But yeah, thanks for coming on, guys.
Anytime. Thanks for having us.
Thank you.
Yeah, and I'll end with this. Let's go Cowboys. Good night.
Oh, God damn it. That's not better.